Hello and welcome to your ABQ for Social Science. I'm Kate Shields and I'm going to be your instructor for this portion of the course. So it's important to first note that there are two instructors, and I'm just the instructor for modules 4 through 9. You have another instructor who's going to do 1, 2, 3 and really kind of the core component. So my modules 4 through 9 are supposed to be 62.5 hours worth of work, which breaks down to over the 12 weeks about 5 hours per week, just to give you an idea of how much time you should devote to the course. Also, as we start off here, there's usually a lot of primary junior teachers who are taking this course in order to get their S qualifications. And I'd just like to clarify off the top that social studies in elementary is different than social science in secondary. In social studies, there's history and geography that's involved in elementary. Social science does not include those as teachables at a secondary level. We are looking only at courses that start with an H course code, and you'll get more familiar with that as we go through the curriculum document for social science. Alright, so a little bit of navigation through the course and kind of explaining the two major areas that you're going to have to go through. On the right here, I've put a little screen capture where there's course content and course assignment. Think of the content section as the assessment portion of the course, really. It's kind of like your textbook. The readings are there. There's often a prompt to do a discussion post as well within that course content area. Whereas the assignment section is where you're actually going to be evaluated and the assignments are. So you got to kind of flip back and forth between reading the content and going to the assignment tab on that. Down here is kind of a screen capture of the assignments of that what you'll be marked on, the 5 through 9, and the percentages that they're worth, and kind of roughly the due dates are every 2 weeks or so. So just so we can see where that is in the course, when you log into Blackboard, the very first screen is controlled here by Nipissing University, so that's them putting out their own announcements. Your important part widget is your My Course one, and it should have the two listings of the section that I do and the section your other instructor is doing. So here it is on the left-hand side, the navigation panel, and there's that course content I was speaking of. So you go into that first, you read the module for it, which is like the textbook, the instructions, the content, the readings, there's a discussion post and lots of resources for you to go through and read. And whereas the course assignment section breaks down each assignment, so here's the assignment for number 5. There's a link into it, and then there's the important submit assignment here. So I have used a Dropbox within Blackboard. I do not want any assignments emailed to me. You click on that link. It's very easy. It's just like attaching something to an email. You can write me a little message here if you'd like, but I prefer them as attachments. Go browse my computer and attach the file, and then just make sure you hit the blue submit at the end. Okay, it's important for me to receive them in this way so that it will populate the gradebook for me as I go through and mark. If you do it through email, it won't work to do that. All right, so your other instructor might want it through email, but I would like it all submitted through Blackboard, please. Any other questions as we go through it, more than happy to help you. All right. The other point, discussion posts. If this is your first time doing discussion posts and you've never done a thread before or what threads should look like within Blackboard, then in the discussion area, you'll see that all of the threads have already been started by myself, beginning with this welcome one here. So if you go into the welcome one, if you want to create a whole new thread for yourself, like explaining who you are, then you can go create thread and that will create a whole new one. If you click on the person's name and do the reply option, then it goes underneath them and you're replying to their posts. Alright, so just make sure you're doing what you want to do, that you are either creating a whole new thread or that you're replying to someone else's. Keep those two very separate, please. Alright, due dates. I'm very flexible with due dates. It is very possible to get this done sooner. You don't have to take the full 2 weeks to do every assignment. You can see all the assignments ahead of time. I just ask that you kind of keep up with the discussion posts and make them relevant, kind of keep logging into the course if people are going to use the whole 2-week period to do it. If you look at the calendar area, wherever there's a little page thing that denotes that there is an assignment due on that day. Alright, but I'll keep reminders going when things are due throughout the course as well. Lastly, if you're having problems with your email, there is an ability to forward your email, and more on that.